Everybody, it's Tia DeShay. Today is Tuesday, April the 19th, 2022. It is 10:10 a.m. This is the 40-day prosperity plan demonstration brought to you by Selah Leadership Academy for Creative and Intuitive Studies, LLC, an educational component of Tia DeShay, LLC. These video presentations are inspired by the Abundance book by John Randolph Price. You are encouraged to purchase this book, read it in its entirety, and then come back to these video presentations to supplement what you have read. Our agenda for today is the protection prayer, meditation, prosperity checklist, statement of principle, gratitude, and resources. Our protection prayer is by James Freeman. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. The mind of God guides me. The life of God flows through me. The walls of God direct me. The power of God abides within me. The joy of God uplifts me. The strength of God renews me. The beauty of God inspires me. Wherever I am, God is. Let it be as it was said and written unto you and unto me. It is done. Ashe and amen. Our meditation: breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and breathe out. What do I know of God? God is life. Life is omnipresent. All is alive. I see this in the wonders of nature. I see this in myself. I am alive because I am life. My life is God's life. My life is God. I feel my livingness within me. I feel God. My awareness of God is growing. God is love. I feel love in my heart and know that this is the very Spirit of God flowing through my feeling nature. I cannot love without God. I love, therefore I am one with God. My understanding of God is growing. God is wisdom and intelligence. God is mind, and I sense the infinite knowingness of that mind within me. I think, I know, and that with which I think and know is God's mind in expression. My knowledge of God is growing. God, where is God? God is where I am. God is what I am. I am an individualization of God, and the Spirit of God dwells within me as me. I am the light of the world. I turn within to the light and say, Thou art the Christ, the Spirit of the living God. You are my spirit, my soul, my body. When I look at thee, I see me, and I listen in the silence for the acknowledgement from within. I am now conscious of God, of my Christ self. I am the Christ of God, the truth of God, the self of God. Through this consciousness of the reality of me, I open the doors to spirit. I draw into my mind and feeling nature the wholeness of spirit, the allness of God, and my consciousness is filled with the light of truth. I now know that there is nothing that I could truly desire that is not at this very moment standing at the door of my consciousness, ready to appear in my life and affairs. I have only to be conscious of this truth, and every need is met, every problem solved, every question answered. My consciousness of God within is all I will ever need for all eternity. Breathe in, breathe out. For the prosperity checklist, go within. Ask your higher self what the answers are to these questions. Don't use your ego to answer these questions. Ask your higher self and see what the answers are. That way you have an accurate assessment, an accurate gauge on where you really are in your journey when it comes to prosperity, wealth, and unlimited abundance mindset. So, prosperity checklist. Excuse me. Is my primary interest in realizing the presence of God, or is it in meeting a financial problem? Am I still concentrating on the effect money, or am I focusing my attention on cause spirit? Am I willing to take my stand now and prove God once and for all? as my all-sufficiency? Have I devoted the necessary time to meditating on the spirit within as the source of my prosperity? Am I conscious of the inner presence as my abundance? Do I have the understanding that my consciousness of the presence is my supply? Am I trying to demonstrate money or develop a greater consciousness of abundance? Have I accepted the truth that the living presence within me is my all-sufficiency and that the activity of this infinite mind is meeting my every need at this moment? Have I identified myself with my all-sufficient self so that I can say with great conviction, I am abundance? Knowing that my consciousness for the indwelling presence is my supply, can I now affirm and believe the truth that I have abundance? Can I see myself fulfilled and enjoying lavish abundance in my life and affairs? Have I truly expressed a feeling of love for the visions of wholeness and completeness that I see in my visualizations? Do I intuitively feel that the Spirit has manifest as my all-sufficiency, even though the results may still be invisible? Have I spoken the word, it is done? Have I totally surrendered all my needs, desires, fears, and concerns to the presence within? Have I expressed a deep sense of gratitude to the Spirit within before my good comes forth into visible manifestation? Is my heart overflowing with thankfulness and joy the majority of my waking hours? Am I listening to the voice within for guidance and instructions regarding any action that I am to take in the outer world? Am I following thought with that action? Have I totally forgiven everyone and everything in my consciousness? Am I practicing unconditional love with everyone in my life? Have I maintained a state of secrecy regarding the use of spiritual principles in the demonstration of my supply? Knowing the reality within all and the truth about all, can I see everyone on this planet as abundantly supplied with every good thing, regardless of appearances? Do I desire for everyone else that which I desire for myself? Am I a joyful giver? Do I freely share my money on a regular basis, knowing that as I give, so shall I receive, pressed down and running over? Have I done all that I can do to improve my relationship with my children and my personal relationship with my mate or love partner? Do I care more about his or her feelings and welfare than I do my own? Am I working to overcome any problems related to my sex life? Am I involved in a meaningful activity for creative self-expression? Am I working on my life plan to see myself as whole and complete in every area of my life? The more questions you have answered yes, the richer you are in mind and manifestation. This is Statement of Principle, Day 39. When I'm aware of God self, when I am aware of the God self within me as my total fulfillment, I am totally fulfilled. I am now aware of this truth. I have found the secret of life, and I relax in the knowledge that the activity of divine abundance is eternally operating in my life. I simply have to be aware of the flow, the radiation of that creative energy, which is continuously, easily, and effortlessly pouring forth from my divine consciousness. I am now aware. I am now in the flow. What just stood out to me was, let me read it again. I simply have to be aware. Right here, I simply have to be aware of the flow, the radiation of that creative energy, which is continuously, easily, and effortlessly pouring forth from my divine consciousness. And immediately when I read that, I saw like energy, like light, like a frequency, like energy going out, and you looking at what direction that is going in. Where is that energy radiating toward? And you follow that. And that is your source. That is your path of abundance. Now, some people can go into meditation and see it, can actually see what I just described. Some people can have a waking vision and see what I just described, like energy, light. Like a beam of light going in a certain direction, and you follow that beam of light, and as you follow it, you're in the flow of your abundance. Some people could see that through meditation. Some people can have an open vision. Some people, they maybe can dream it in a dream state, see it. Um, they can hear it, like clairaudience. Like instead of seeing the light beam, they can hear the sound of it, and they follow that sound. That is, once you tap into that flow and the radiation of that, that is where you will find your endless abundance. Everybody's flow, light beam, sound will be different. But the key is to follow. You gotta follow that flow. You gotta follow where that light beam is going, where that sound is coming from. You gotta follow that. You gotta follow it, and you gotta stay within that sound, or stay within that frequency, or stay within that vibration, or stay within that light beam. So aware is to recognize. To be aware is to recognize, to acknowledge your surroundings, because that creative energy is always flowing. You just gotta cut out the distractions and hone in to where that energy is going. Where's that sound coming from? If you're more of a clairaudient type of person, where is that sound coming from? Where is that light beam going? That's where your abundance is. And the reason that many people haven't found their abundance is because they haven't identified that light beam. Like, the more you follow the thoughts in your mind, is like, the more you take action to the ideas that you're given, the brighter that light beam will become, the sharper that sound will become, the clearer you'll see where it's radiating to, where is it going. So it's like, I don't know if it was Godzilla. I think it was Godzilla. When I used to watch Godzilla when I was younger, and Godzilla was fighting like different creatures, and one of the creatures, I don't know if it's Godzilla or if it was the creatures that Godzilla was fighting, but one of the creatures literally had like light beams coming from their eyes, and wherever they would look and shoot these light beams from their eyes, then it would destroy the target. Well, imagine that coming from your eyes, your third eye, your physical eyes. Imagine light beams. Now, you're not destroying anything. Well, you could be. You could be destroying the limiting thoughts and the obstacles that's in your way from seeing and being in the flow of your abundance. But imagine those light beams coming from your eyes, and they're directing you specifically where to go. Those light beams coming from your eyes is specifically telling you where your path, your flow of abundance is. That's always constantly flowing from you. That is the vision I received when I was reading this statement of principle, day 39. You got to tap into that and be aware of that. Otherwise, you're always going to be a hamster on a wheel, going round and round and round and round and round and round, and going nowhere. Don't allow, you have to take time out and be quiet for a portion of the day. Get off the phone, no TV. Um, you know, you, shutting the door and not talking to anybody if you live with people for a minute. Like, you got to get some quiet time and see where that light is directing you. Where is it? Because it's always coming, it's always being emitted out of you. You just got to see it. First of all, you got to even just be aware of it and see it. And then once you see it, you got to see where it's going and stay within that flow. But it's too much distractions. It's too many distractions in your life. It's too many things taking you off your focus, and you're allowing it. It could be gossip. It could be you so into what the news and media is saying. You're so into social media that it's just really blocking your vision. It's like you got spiritual cataracts. It's like you got spiritual glaucoma. It's really time for you to you're too distracted. I don't know, whoever I'm talking to that listens to this, you're too distracted. And that's why you can't see the flow of abundance that's always coming out of you, emitting out of you every single day. All right, so statement of principle, day 39. When I am aware of the God self within me as my total fulfillment, I am totally fulfilled. Notice this entire principle is about self-accountability. It's not somebody else. It's not when you get a raise. It's not when you get a promotion. It's not when you get that car. It's not when you get those clothes. It's not when you take that trip. It's not when you get that house. No. You're putting the responsibility of you're putting the responsibility of abundance and prosperity on somebody else, and the responsibility of you being abundant and prosperous and unlimitedly abundant and unlimitedly prosperous and wealthy is not someone else's responsibility. It's not your bosses to give you a raise. It's not. It's not your spouse to provide you with that house. It's not. It's not for people to buy your product. It's not their responsibility. It is your wealth, your abundance, and your prosperity is your responsibility. And if you haven't learned anything else from going through this 40-day prosperity plan demonstration, is that your wealth, your prosperity, and your unlimited abundance is your responsibility. And the role that you play in it is to be aware of the divine abundance that's already within you. So when I am aware of the God self within me as my total fulfillment, I am totally fulfilled. I am now aware of this truth. I have found the secret of life, and I relax in the knowledge that the activity of divine abundance is eternally operating in my life. I simply have to be aware of the flow, the radiation of that creative energy, which is continuously, easily, and effortlessly pouring forth from my divine consciousness. I am now aware. I am now in the flow. Take responsibility for your wealth, prosperity, and abundance by becoming aware of your God self. It is not your job, your spouse, your customers, your clients' responsibility to be aware of your God self. It is your responsibility. When you become aware of your God self, then everything else responds accordingly to you and your God self. Thank you so much for allowing Selah Leadership Academy for creative and intuitive studies in assisting you in your transformation. Thank you for the likes, subscribes, for sharing the video. Thank you for just taking time out and listening, whether it's 5 minutes of the video. Something caught your eye, your mind's eye. Something spoke to you in the 5 minutes that you watched it, the 2 minutes that you watched it. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are on day 39. Tomorrow is our final day. So thank you so much for just your participation, your engagement. Thank you so much. And I am thankful. I'm going to thank myself for staying with it, for sticking with this, for doing this, not missing a day, for showing the commitment and discipline to what I believe the Spirit God told me to do. I am so thankful to myself. Thank you. If you would like to utilize any of my resources, you may do so on my website at tiadeshay.com. You can download my Mirror Moments app on iOS and Android. You can take my classes at Udemy under Reverend Deandra Everhart, and you can purchase my books on Amazon at Tia DeShay. If you type in Tia DeShay, when you go to Amazon, you will see my books that you can purchase. Until tomorrow, be